Okay, the other thing we're gonna do this morning here is I had tried this filter with all 1-inch pipe. The problem is the pump I've got pumps way too much water. Now, every video that I've seen and everybody I've talked to, they say make the output twice the size of the input. The input is 1 inch. So what I did is I put two 1-inch to bring it out. And that is not the problem. The problem is these two pipes. They're too slow in moving the water into the next container, and then what happens is it overflows from there. So yesterday we went and bought 2-inch. So sometime today I will put a 2-inch system on these two middle pipes there. And you know, right now they have nothing inside. I just wanted to see how the water flowed. So I will make some bigger holes, see about putting this thing in there, cutting some pipe and turning it into a 2-inch. And that should take care of it. If it doesn't, boy, that pump puts out a lot of water. But even with a lot of water, the 2-inch should get it. Now, if right here at the end, if that becomes a problem, well, then I'm gonna have to put up a different thing. So I've never made a filter, you know, seeing it, watching it on a video and doing it are two different things, because a lot of times the videos only tell you what they want you to hear and they don't tell you about the problems that they had. So yeah. Now the reason that I used all 1-inch pipe is because that's all I had. And you know, without going and buying something else, I used what I had. And now I know, and now you know. And voila. So what I'll do is install the 2-inch, and then I will show you what happens. All right. Okay, so I swapped out that 1-inch for 2-inch. Now I'm going to cut the little pipe that comes out of here, and then put a 90-degree elbow and connect that to here, that to here. So as the water goes up, it comes down, goes up, comes down, goes up, and it goes out. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Okay, so I couldn't wait till tomorrow. The caulking was dry, so I decided to take a chance. So there it is. You got the pump hooked up to that 1-inch pipe there. And I've got big rock. Then I've got 5 meters, about 15 feet of that shape material in there. And then I've got some big rocks on top to hold it down. And by the way, the rocks are about halfway up. And then on this one here, I put some medium, and then I've got 5 meters, about 15 feet of that shape material. Then I've got some medium and small on top of that. This last one here is empty because I want to put some homemade bio ball type of thing. And it takes a couple of weeks, a few weeks, 2-3 weeks I guess, for those bio balls start growing bacteria in there and stuff, and start doing what it's supposed to do. It'll take all that ammonia from the fish and turn it into nitrates. So right now it's just empty, but there's the flow, There's no leaking. Well, I've got a little drop right there, but that's because they're just put on there and they're not glued or anything, and I should probably take and beat them in and stuff, but yeah, a little drop is okay. Just in case I have to take it apart, I don't have to beat it that hard. So yeah, I'm gonna let it run for a while, and then tomorrow I'll turn it on and leave it on all day and see what it does for this water here. This filter here, we had put river rock and some shade material, and it wasn't working quite as good as I wanted it to. So we added some sand, some coarse to this tank, some medium to this tank, and it was working really, really good. The problem became that there was so much rust in this thing that it started overflowing because it wasn't going through there fast enough. This thing here is working pretty good. I added a fiber type filter material to that third can there because the filter was working, but it was really struggling because there's just so much in here. So I added this filter material in there, and a minute later, I mean, it was just saturated with iron. So yeah, so I think the best thing to do is I'll buy some more of that fiber material, set up that tank, and start with a crystal clear water, and all that it's going to capture is whatever poop or whatever comes up floating through the water. Okay, so on these filters, the final solution of these things, which is what I'm going with. In here, there's big river rock, followed by coarse sand, and then it's got 3 of these filter pads in there, and then from there it runs over to this side, and it has 2 5-meter shade material panels, and then on this side it has 1 shade material with 3 of this filter material, and it seems to be working really well. It seems to be working really well. Woon and I cleaned it up yesterday, and there was all kinds of muck coming out of that thing. The only thing I didn't do to this thing, which I will do on the other ones, is back here in the back, there is no backflush valve. On the other ones, I did put this thing in here. I will run the pipe down, put a valve in here, and then run it. I will run it down and out through the wall out here. Now, the only thing is, I think I'm going to add 3. 1 to each can. Put a valve here, here, and here, 1 for each can. Tie them together and only put 1 pipe going out. Because yesterday, oh, we had a heck of a time emptying them things out. So That's what we're going to do. Hi guys! We are going to try a new approach to these filters.
Yeah. What happened?
Those filters over there are just clogging up very quickly and not handling the load. So after visiting a fish shop and looking at some of the filters that they have there and doing some research, we're going to simplify this 100%. Now, the first thing different that I did is here. I put 3 backwash valves. Later, I will bring this all the way down to the floor and connect it here, and come out with one pipe through the wall and out there. That's the first thing. So, after doing those filters and having to take a little something and take the water out or try to siphon it out, too many headaches. So,
What?
number 1, you have a 1-inch connection where the pump will pump in here. So you have a 1-inch connection here, and what I've got here is I've got this conversion to be able to slide a hose in here, connect it to here. It'll pump the water to here, bring it down, and put it into this can here, and it'll have rock around here. No, I'm sorry. It'll have net. Now, in those tanks over there, I was using a shade material, but it's very glossy and things are having a hard time really sticking to it. So I got a net. Stay there, stay there, stay there, stay there. So I got a net like this, and it's a nylon net. And what I'm going
use for the fish in the
yeah, you
sea.
throw it into catch fish.
Look. And so as the
Defective one. Yeah. So
I shouldn't call it the old material thing.
okay. So
So this is the first tank of the filter, right?
this is the first tank.
Yeah.
Now here I will put 2 of these nets.
Josh,
It's okay. He's eating the tape. It's fine. So here we will put 2 nets.
this is the first tank. This is what.
Still the first tank. This is the first tank. Okay, and that is it. That's all that will go in here. That's it.
Okay.
So
And the second one.
hold on. So then this one we'll just close it off and move into the second one.
Okay, this is the content 70 liter, right?
Okay, on the second one, we're gonna put some
Shell,
shells, oyster shells.
oyster shell.
We're gonna put that.
This is said. This is for help the killing the bacteria,
No,
not killing.
no. This will gather the bacteria, and when the fish are doing their business in the water, you create ammonia, and this will hold all the bacteria that will help break down the poop,
Okay.
so that you don't have that ammonia in the water. Okay.
Okay.
Now that goes in the bottom.
Yep.
Then you'll have some lava rock. And 2 is too much.
So we're gonna put this lava rock in here, followed by this. And if you look,
Filter mat.
if you look here, it's some of this like air conditioning filter type material. But what I need to do is take this and cut it so it fits down in there. And here we will put 2. Okay. And then here,
They say this one's supposed to have clean water.
this one here will be empty.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we had gotten 2 because we thought we could put 2 in there. It's too much.
Yeah. You can put in another tank.
Yeah. So we will take this and put it in here. Okay. Here we're gonna put the oyster shells, the lava rock. Okay. And we were gonna put 2, but the container's too small. So we're gonna put 1. We're gonna put 2 of these filters. We're gonna put 1. We're gonna put 1 here. Now, after running it, if there's a problem, this third container, which was going to be empty, we will add one additional. Lava rock and 1 more filter. But I think it'll be good. And the thing about this here is that it can be very easily taken out, washed out, and that's it. And before you start doing this, you can backwash and take some of the stuff out of the bottom of these things, so it should be a lot easier. So right now I'm gonna finish filling this tank here, and then I will connect this thing. I'm gonna take this here. I think I'm gonna take the submersible pump that's over there, bring it over here, and run the water through here. Now, if this filter and everything works good, there was an additional thing that they had over at the fish store. That water pump, instead of coming from one little spot there, they had it connected to a collection point here and a collection point here, and it would draw the water from 2 sides, bring it to the pump, and then bring it to the tank. So for right now, we're going to go with 1 point, and if it works pretty good, and you can tell, then I will go ahead and do the collection points like they had there. The other thing they had there, which we can do, is they had an additional, like the collection point at the bottom, but upside down, and it sits right at the top of this water level. And everything that's floating, like all this stuff here, it would get sucked into the little skimmer, get sucked into the pump, brought into the filter. So for right now, let me finish filling this, cut this filter, and then we'll turn it on and see what happens.
Okay.
Now, if this water, which it will, clears up, then we can take all those fish there and move them on this side. And the other thing that we're going to do is finish filling the 4th tank over there, because all these 4 tanks on this side, 1, 2, 3, and 4, don't meet. So I think I'm going to concentrate on getting these 4 tanks going, so we can worry about that leak down there. Right now, we need to save the fish that we have, and they need clean water, they need some oxygen, so that's what we're going to concentrate on. All right, let's get it done.
Okay.
Okay guys, so there you have it. There's the 2 nets. Here's the lava rock, the oyster shells, and the filter material. Now here on the side, I've connected the pump, and right now it is pumping, and it's just starting to come out there at the base of that pipe. Yeah, so as it goes up, it'll float a little bit. If it floats too much, then I will add a few rocks here to keep it away from this opening here. But once it reaches here, it'll go out, it'll come down this pipe, and then it'll come out at the bottom and come up through all of this and out through here. And then the same process, it'll go down this pipe and it'll come out here and then out through here. So let's have this thing fill up, and I will show you once it starts coming out the other end. And there goes the first pipe, starting to go out. Now right now, all these pipes are just hand fitted, so you might see a little bit of leaking here and there on the front of this thing, but later I will put the caulking on it and everything. Right now I just want to see what it does. And here you can hear that water coming in here, and pretty soon it'll come up through this filter material and go out this pipe. Now if you notice, you have this wire here. Because I put that filter material to fit exactly on here, you need something to pull up on, otherwise you're going to be struggling to get that thing out of there. Yeah, and as you can see, got a little bit of leak here because it's just hand fitted, so it's okay. Yeah. So as you can see here in the front, it goes from here to the bottom of the next, comes out the top to the bottom of the next, and it comes out through here and back to the tank. Now as you guys know, if you've watched any of the videos, we had a hell of a struggle with this thing, and because it is such a small area in comparison to, you know, a big pond or something, some lake or something, it's very hard to keep this water stable. Woon and I talked about this morning, and we talked about making these four into one and these four into one, and how I would do that is I would put an opening on this side and an opening on this side, let's say halfway down or something, and then the fish can run back and forth, the water can run back and forth, and whenever I wanted to empty this thing halfway, well, it'll go as far as the openings are, and all of them would be up to that level. But it's all talk. We still haven't decided anything, but we'll see. Okay, so here it is. It's pushing through. And there it goes. And it's going into the second one. And as you can see, it's coming out here. And right now it's going to be empty, so yeah. All right, let's wait for this thing to fill up and come out at this level here. Thanks for watching.
ขอบคุณเจ้า
See you next time.
แล้วปะกันแฮมไมนะเจ้า
See you.